first it will be ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ವ್ಯೂ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಬಿಡಿ. ಹಾಂ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟೇಜೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ನಾವು ಆ ಕಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲೇಸೇ ಇದನ್ನು ಆ ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡೋಣ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ದೀಪ ಬೆಳಗೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಗ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಕಾಣಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್. ಭುವನೇಶ್ವರಿ ಫುಡ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಎತ್ಕೊಳೋದ, ಇದೇನು ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗೋದು ಸರ್. ಹಾಂ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ.
All the PPTs I'll send it to you on email or Karthik sir. First one. Video you're taking? Yeah. About this, yeah, already. Yeah.
ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಶುಭೋದಯ. ನಾನು ಇಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ನಿರೂಪಕಿ ಮೇಘನಾ. ಇಂದು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೃದಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹತ್ತಿರವಾದ ನಾಡಿನ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವವನ್ನು ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಭೂಮಿಯ ಈ ಭಾಗ ಕವಿಗಳ ನಾಡು, ವೀರನ ನಾಡು ಹಾಗೂ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ನಾಡು. ಹಂಪಿಯಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಹಾಸನದ ಶಿಲ್ಪವರೆಗೂ, ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರಿನ ಕಾಫಿಯ ವಾಸನೆಯಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸಂಗೀತದ ನಾದವರೆಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯವು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ, ಕಲೆ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಅಮೂಲ್ಯ ಸಂಗ್ರಹ. ಕನ್ನಡವು ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮದ ಧ್ವನಿ. ಅದು ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯ ರೂಪ, ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ರೂಪ ಮತ್ತು ಹೊಸತನದಲ್ಲಿ ನವೀನತೆಯ ರೂಪ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಟೆಕ್ ಲೋಕದ ಹೃದಯ, ದಿ ಐಟಿ ಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಇದೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇಂದು ಭಾರತದ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ನಾಡಾಗಿಯೂ ಬೆಳಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಈ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನಗರ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ನ ಸುಗಂಧ ತುಂಬಿದ ಕಣಿವೆ. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಹೊಸ ಕನಸುಗಳು, ಹೊಸ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳು, ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ಗಳು ಹುಟ್ಟುವ ನೆಲ. ಇನ್ಫೋಸಿಸ್, ವಿಪ್ರೋ, ಮೈಂಟ್ರಿ, ಬಯೋಕಾನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಟೆಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ಗಳು ಈ ನಾಡಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಂಡಿವೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ವಿಶ್ವ ಇಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೇವಲ ಕನ್ನಡ ನಾಡು ಎಂದು ನೋಡುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನು ಇನೋವೇಷನ್ ನಾಡು ಎಂದೇ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಹೊಸ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಯ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯ, ಜ್ಞಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ಒಂದೇ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸುವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವೇ nConnect. ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ಟೆಕ್ ಟಾಕ್ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಸಂವಾದ, ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ಮತ್ತು ನವೀನ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳ ಸಂಗಮ. nConnect ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವು ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ. ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನಿಂದ ವಿಶ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಬ ನಂಬಿಕೆಯ ಬೆಳಕು. ಈ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಪ್ರೇರಣಾ ಶಕ್ತಿ NammaQA. ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ತರಬೇತಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಚಳುವಳಿ. ಯುವಕರನ್ನು ತರಬೇತಿಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಬೆಳೆಸುವ ಒಂದು ತತ್ವ. NammaQA ಹೇಳುವುದು ಒಂದೇ, ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಇರಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಕೇವಲ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಬರೆಯುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಭವಿಷ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬರೆಯುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ಇಂದು ನಾವು ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವ ಈ ವಿಶೇಷ ಆವೃತ್ತಿ ಕೇವಲ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವವಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಗಳ ಸಂಗಮ. ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯು ಮೌಲ್ಯ ನವೀನತೆ ಕೈ ಹಿಡಿದು ನಡೆಯಲಿವೆ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನ ನಿಜವಾದ ಪ್ರಗತಿ, ರೂಟ್ಸ್ನಿಂದ ರೂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ವರೆಗೂ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ಈ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿದಾಯಕ ಪ್ರಯಾಣವನ್ನು ಆರಂಭಿಸೋಣ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಸುಮನ ಅವರನ್ನ ಬರೆ ಹಾಡನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಹಾಡುತ್ತಾರೆ.
ಗಣೇಶ್ ಹಾಡನ್ನು ನಂಬಿದ ಗಣೇಶ್ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವದ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಬೆನಕಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಣಪಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು, ಬೆನಕಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಣಪಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು. ಶಿವ ಪಾರ್ವತಿಯರ ಮಹಿಮಾ ಕುವರ, ಶಿವ ಪಾರ್ವತಿಯರ ಮಹಿಮಾ ಕುವರ, ಕರಿಮುಖ ಬಾಲರ ಬೆನವಯ್ಯ ಗಣಪತಿ ಬಪ್ಪ ಮೋರೆಯ, ಕರಿಮುಖ ಬಾಲರ ಬೆನವಯ್ಯ ಗಣಪತಿ ಬಪ್ಪ ಮೋರೆಯ. ಬೆನಕಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಣಪಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು. ಗೌರಿಯ ಮೈ ಮಣ್ಣಲಿ ಜನಿಸಿರುವ ಹರಳಿಲೆಯ ಗಜ ಮುಖ ಪಡೆದಿರುವ, ಗೌರಿಯ ಮೈ ಮಣ್ಣಲಿ ಜನಿಸಿರುವ ಹರಳಿಲೆಯ ಗಣಪತಿ ಬಪ್ಪ ಮೋರೆಯ ಬೆನಕಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಣಪಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು ಶಿವ ಪಾರ್ವತಿಯರ ಮಹಿಮಾ ಕುವರ ಶಿವ ಪಾರ್ವತಿಯರ ಮಹಿಮಾ ಕುವರ ಕರಿಮುಖ ಬಾಲರ ಬೆನವಯ್ಯ ಗಣಪತಿ ಬಪ್ಪ ಮೋರೆಯ ಕರಿಮುಖ ಬಾಲರ ಬೆನವಯ್ಯ ಗಣಪತಿ ಬಪ್ಪ ಮೋರೆಯ ಬೆನಕಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಣಪಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಣಪಗೆ ಶರಣೆನ್ನು. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಸುಮನಾ ಅವರೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಧ್ವನಿಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯನ್ನು ತುಂಬಾ ಅದ್ಭುತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ರಂಜನಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಜೋವನ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಹೇಳಲು ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ.
ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ. ಹಿತೇಶ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರಪ್ಪ.
All right, everyone. It's time for the most important and exciting moment of the morning, welcoming our chief guests and the speakers of nConnect. Let's make the stage shine as we invite them.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಂದು ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ಈ ಪವಿತ್ರ ದಿನದಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಉತ್ಸವ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ನ ಸಂಗೀತ ಸಂಗಮವನ್ನು ಆಚರಿಸಲು ಸೇರಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಕನ್ನಡ ನಾಡು ಕಲೆಗಳ ಕಾವ್ಯ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಯ ಸಂಕೇತ ಮತ್ತು ಇದೇ ನಾಡು ಎಂದು ವಿಶ್ವದ ಟೆಕ್ ನಾಡು ಮತ್ತು ಇನೋವೇಷನ್ನ ಹಬ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ nConnect ಮತ್ತು ಬೈ NammaQA ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ಮನೋಭಾವವನ್ನು ಒಂದೇ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸುವ ಒಂದು ಅದ್ಭುತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಈ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟ ಪ್ರಯಾಣವನ್ನು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸೋಣ. ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಒಂದೇ ದಾರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನವೀನ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ವೇದಿಕೆ ತನ್ನ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಿಂದಲೇ ಬೆಳಕು ಕಾಣುತ್ತದೆ. ಅದರ ಅನುಭವ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾತು ಅದರ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಂತಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಟೆಕ್ ಆಸಕ್ತರಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಗದೀಪ. ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಅಲಂಕರಿಸಲು ಮತ್ತು ಬಂದಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ NammaQA ಮತ್ತು nConnect ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇವೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಿಂದ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಜವಾದ ಅರ್ಥ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ನೀವು ಕೇವಲ ಟೆಕ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರೇರಣೆಯ ಧ್ವನಿಗಳು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವದಿಂದ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಲಿಯಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತುಗಳಿಂದ ಹೊಸ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಭವಿಷ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಇಂದು ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವವನ್ನು ಕೇವಲ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ನವೀನತೆಯನ್ನು ಒಂದೇ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡು ಕಾವ್ಯದ ನಾಡು, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಬೀಡು ಮತ್ತು ಇಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೃತಕ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ ನಾಡು. ಈ ಅದ್ಭುತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದ ವೇದಿಕೆ nConnect ಬೈ NammaQA. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕವಾದ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಯಶಸ್ಸಿನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರುವ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಒಂದು ತಂಡ. ಅದು NammaQAಯಿಂದ ನಿಂತಿರುವ ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ತಲುಪಿರುವುದು ಈ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಸದಸ್ಯರ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮದಿಂದ. ನಮ್ಮ ತರಬೇತುದಾರರು, ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ತಂಡ, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ತಂಡ ಹಾಗೂ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಈ ಪ್ರಯಾಣದ ಅಡಿಪಾಯರು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿಷ್ಠೆ ಮತ್ತು ಹೃದಯ ತುಂಬಿದ ಸೇವೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ನಮ್ಮ NammaQA ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
All right, everyone. These are the visionaries who shaped the ideas, mentored minds, and inspired countless professionals across the country. So, audience, let's hear some noise for the speakers and the guests. Okay, so welcoming the speakers, Raju KS,
And I request Teju Nidhi to present the book.
Moving on, we'd like to call upon Anand. Mr. Anand. And will be presented by Mr. Rajendra.
I would like to welcome Mr. Shesha and I would request Philip to present the bouquet.
And we'd like to call upon Mr. Anu. And a bouquet presented by Raghav.
And I would also like to welcome Mr. Akshay Chile and I would request Pramod to present the bouquet.
Akshay sir.
I would like to thank one and all here and now the group song is presented by Samana and group.
ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ return from collecting return. Oh, another one guest is there now. Another one guest is there now. On road. Rod. Wooden rod. You fell down on the wooden rod.
They keep the records.
Who that fell down on you?
He didn't tell. I went.
Why? You did not say.
ಪಾದ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನಾ ಗೀತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋಣ.
ಖಾಲಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ.
ಈಗ ನಾನು ಅತಿಥಿಗಳನ್ನು ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚಲು ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್.
We would like everyone to be part of the lighting of the lamp. Please come forward.
the first one.
Presentation. This is our presentation. In this first,
No, that.
this is the current presentation which is going on. First one is I'll show.
Okay, sit.
ಕಣ್ಣು ಹರಿವನದ ಸಾಲು ದೀಪಗಳ ಬೆಳಕಾಗಿರೇವು ಹಚ್ಚಿರುವ ದೀಪದಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಯ ರೂಪ ಅಚ್ಚಳಿಯದಂತೆ ತೋರೇವು ಕಲ್ಪನೆಯ ಕಣ್ಣು ಹರಿವನದ ಸಾಲು ದೀಪಗಳ ಬೆಳಕಾಗಿರೇವು ಹಚ್ಚಿರುವ ದೀಪದಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಯ ರೂಪ ಅಚ್ಚಳಿಯದಂತೆ ತೋರೇವು ಒಳಗೊಳ ಕಿಚ್ಚಿನ ಕಿಡಿಗಳನ್ನು ಗಡಿನಾಡಿನ ಚೇತೂರೇವು ಒಡಲೊಡಲ ಕಿಚ್ಚಿನ ಕಿಡಿಗಳನ್ನು ಗಡಿನಾಡಿನ ಚೇತೂರೇವು ಹೊಮ್ಮಿರಲು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಬೀದಿ ನಾಡೊಳಗೆ ನೀತಿ ಹಿಡಿದೆನಪ ಮನೆ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮನ
Is the first one, Correctly going
ಹಚ್ಚೇವು
on.
ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಕರುನಾಡ ದೀಪ ಸಿರಿನುಡಿಯ ದೀಪ ಒಲವೆತ್ತಿ ತೋರುವ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ.
ದೀಪ ಬೆಳಗಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಶುಭಾರಂಭಗೊಳಿಸಿದ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಮನಮೋಹಕ ಗೀತೆ ನೀಡಿದ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಗೀತ ತಂಡಕ್ಕೂ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸುವ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಗೀತೆ ಹಾಡುವ ಸಮಯವಾಗಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಂತು ಗೌರವಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಜೈ ಭಾರತ ಜನನೀಯ ತನುಜಾತೆಯನ್ನು ಹಾಡೋಣ.
ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ.
ಅಕ್ಷಯ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಜಾಗ ಇದೆ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತಿರೋಣ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ನೋಡೋ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಜಾಗ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮೋದ್.
Where who is holding it? Who is that?
ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಸುಂದರ ನದಿ ವನಗಳ ನಾಡೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ರಸ ಋಷಿಗಳ ಬೀಡೆ ಜೈ ಭಾರತೀಯ
ಮುಕ್ತದ ನವಮಣಿಯೇ
ಅಂದದ ಚಂದದ ಹೊನ್ನಿನ ಕಣಿಯೇ ರಾಘವ ಮಧುಸೂದನನ ಅವತರಿಸಿದ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ
ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪವರ್ ಬಟನ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿಡು.
Thank you. Innovation starts with an idea, but transformation begins with connection. Good morning, everyone. Again, a warm and energetic welcome to each one of you to nConnect 2025, a space where ideas meet inspiration, learning meets opportunity, and every connection leads to growth. I am Meghana, your host for today, and I am super excited to take you all through this amazing journey of conversations, learning, and opportunities, all powered by NammaQA and nConnect. Let's begin by understanding the heart behind this today's event, nConnect. nConnect was created with one simple belief that our tech and testing communities become stronger when we bring people together. Whether you're just starting out on your journey or you have been in the field of years, there's something powerful about sharing space, ideas, and stories. This event, this entire initiative is built on connection, real conversations, real learning, real opportunities. Because sometimes one genuine conversation can do more for your career than 100 tutorials online. nConnect is that space, a place where students, professionals, and industry experts come together to learn from each other, grow together, and create lasting bonds beyond the event. It's not just about networking, it's about building that supports, uplifts, and pushes each other forward. So today isn't just about attending sessions or listening to talks. It's about being part of something bigger, a growing ecosystem of people who believes that learning never stops and growth happens together. Now, behind this wonderful initiative stands NammaQA. NammaQA is a community-powered learning platform that offers hands-on training, career guidance, and placement support across QA, development, UI or UX, data and AI or ML. From beginners to career switchers, we equip learners with in-demand skills and real hiring opportunities. We run meetups, workshops, mock interviews, resume reviews, and one-to-one mentorship, helping learners to go beyond theory and build real-world confidence. Our strong partner network enables direct interviews and placement assistance for top performers. The mission is clear: to create a trusted bridge where students find life-changing job opportunities and companies find hardworking, skilled learn members who bring together and fresh ideas to their work. Our vision is to help students and aspiring professionals in QA, development and DevOps grow real skills, build confidence and connect with companies that value their passion and are ready to support their journey. So that was a little about nConnect, an inspiring initiative by NammaQA, bringing together ideas, innovations and peoples. So now it's time to move ahead and introduce the speakers for today. The first speaker is Mr. Anand Popalli, sir. To begin our sessions, we have someone who beautifully connects the industry and academic work. With 34 plus years of experience in IT, consulting and education. He's worked with top companies like AIG Data Services and Emphasis, and now mentors students as the Director of Corporate Relations at Dayananda Sagar in University. Let's welcome Mr. Anand Popalli speaking on thriving in the age of AI, how to stay relevant in the next decade of IT.
ದೀಪನ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ
ದೀಪ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಇಟ್ಬಿಡು.
ದೀಪನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಬಿಡು.
ಹಿಂದೆ ಇಡಬೇಕು ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ನೋಡ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅದು.
ಸಿದ್ದರ ಏ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡು, ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡು, ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಮಾತಾಡು. ಬಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡು, ಬಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡು. ಇದು ಮಾಡ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಮಾಡಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಕು ಸಾಕು
Thank you so much. And good morning again. Greetings on Kannada Rajyotsava
ಸಾಕಂತೀರಾ?
state which I made home about 22 years back.
ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬರ್ತಲ್ಲ.
Maharashtra and
ಮೈಕ್ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ.
opportunities.
ಏ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಆ್ಯಂಕರ್ದು ಎ, ಇದು ಬಿ. ಅದು ಮೈಕ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಮೈಕ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಏ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಸೋದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ.
Yeah, so I am great to be here. In fact, privileged to be here in this company of speakers. And thanks to Akshay and Karthik and his team, their team to invite me. Actually, I have been in touch for the last few years. When they told me to talk in this event, I was thinking what to talk about actually, right? And I teach students actually last 5-6 years in a management school. When I thought, maybe the most appropriate topic will be actually how do you drive your career in the age of AI. There is so much of confusion. And let me just confess that I am not an AI expert. While I am an IT professional, anybody who says that they are AI expert probably are, I will not say they are lying, but I think they are still learning actually, right? So I am nowhere near to an AI expert. But I actually have listened to several waves of IT transformation over the last 35 years, right? So I will be speaking only from that experience today, right? So A little bit about myself while I talk about the journey. So I started my career in 1991. I think most of you were not born. And maybe some of people who are friends from maybe were born. Maybe some of them actually were still born. So I started my career in 1991. And I'm not highlighting that I am so experienced. I'm not trying to highlight that. What I'm saying is there have been multiple waves of IT transformation, right? So when I started, we were working on IBM mainframe, C and Unix, mostly, right? And everything was simple, procedural, right? You develop programs and so on and so forth. Then actually about 10 years down the line, came Java, right? About 5, 6 years down the line came Java, and people thought it's a big disruption in the industry, right? And while Java was still in infancy, there was a lot of buzz about training. I used to be in US that time. There was a lot of buzz about that people who will not learn Java will get wiped out, something like that. So some of us actually decided to learn Java before it got industrialized, before it got adapted, right? And we survived. We survived. People who learned ahead of time actually became architects, designers, business analysts, right? They actually survived and thrived. People who didn't learn it, they got stagnated. They survived, but they got stagnated. Right? They didn't have much of career progression. Fast forward another 10 years, right? Then came age of Python, R, cloud computing, and so on and so forth. Right? Then again there was while I was in managerial role, but I think we still needed to learn new technologies. And the same thing actually repeated. People who adapted, survived and thrived. And the key is to learn ahead of time. People who didn't adapt, they got stagnated. I mean, I still know people who actually are doing similar roles that they were doing about 25 years back. Right? So, and now we are in the age of AI. Right? We are, while Python came actually a few years back, but now we are squarely in the age of AI, and change continues, right? So I thought maybe it's appropriate to talk about what to do and what is different about this wave, right? So I want to ask some questions actually. Have you heard about NVIDIA? Of course you heard about NVIDIA, right? What is the market capitalization? What is the value of that company today? I'm sure many of you know it. 5 trillion, right? 5 trillion. What is the GDP of Indian economy? I checked it yesterday, it was 4.19 trillion at the end of 2025, right? So NVIDIA is actually at least on paper, in terms notionally, right? In terms of market cap, bigger than the size of Indian GDP, right? And why so? Because they are betting very high on AI. They are developing chips that will fuel AI and large language models, all kinds of AI. And all countries and all businesses actually are running. Most businesses can't afford it, but big economies like China, the European Union, mainly China and United States are running after NVIDIA to buy those chips. They, in fact, custom developing chips actually for certain companies. Right? So they have NVIDIA has set aside about $500 billion to develop AI infrastructure over the next 1 year, right? Now, second company started in 2015, OpenAI, right? OpenAI generated about they generated about $6.5 billion last year alone in 2024. Their market capitalization is today, they are valued about $157 billion today, as we speak, right? And they are just 10-year-old. They started in 2015, right? What is the market valuation of India's biggest company? What is India's biggest company? Reliance Industries Limited. They are about 215 billion. OpenAI is only 10-year-old and they are valued at 157 million today. Next year they plan to go public, initial public offering, and they are expecting a valuation of 1 trillion, which is unprecedented in the history of mankind. Right? 1 trillion. Why am I telling you all this? Right? I am not giving you gyan. While I am a teacher, actually, I am it's very easy for me to get into gyan mode. I'm sorry, right? I am an IT professional converted teacher now, right? I am consultant too. Why I am saying this actually, the reason I am saying this is that this wave is different from other waves. It's much, much bigger wave, right? Humongous investment is happening. While skeptics are still saying that we don't know, and actually we don't know, what will happen in terms of actual talk about jobs and so on and so forth. What will happen, right? But I think one thing is clear that AI is touching everybody. The presentation that I have made, all the images are generated by AI, only images, right? It's touching our lives very closely, right? And it is going to touch your life as IT professionals, right? So, given that, I would like to go further and
Go there. Just keep on going.
yeah, right. So my presentation is basically I thought it would be better to have a slide deck so we can connect it better. And I couldn't prepare actually. I was down with stomach flu for about 2-3 days, and I just quickly made the presentation and I shipped it. Right, the gentleman Justin Trudeau, I'm not a big fan of him. He's a Canadian Prime Minister, but he said one thing actually which I completely agree with. Change has never been moved this fast, and it will never move this slow again. Right? So it will be faster than what has happened, and the waves will be much bigger. Right? Now I'm going to give you a slightly different perspective. Right? Every generation, while I talked about transformation in last 35 years, let's try to take a step back, maybe several steps back, maybe several hundred steps back, and see how industry has transformed. Industry as a whole, actually, right? So if you see about 18th century, right, first industrial revolution started with steam engines. Steam engines came in the United Kingdom and Europe, and industries transformed because productivity increased multifold. A lot of things which were not possible actually were possible then with the help of steam engines. Productivity in industries actually went up, right? And there was a huge transformation. Obviously, people had to learn a new way of working, but there was a big transformation happened, right? That was in 18th century. Then 19th century came in, and electricity came in actually, right? For 1870s, somewhere around that time. Electricity happened, and then productivity and industrialization again increased multifold. Things changed drastically again, right? Lot of transformation happened, right? And third, industrial revolution came in actually when computers came in 19th century, right? When computers came in. And now, in 20th century, right? We are in the fourth industrial revolution, that's what people say, right? In the age of computers continue to actually, transform our life, and we are now in the age of AI, right? So, one of the great thinkers of our time, Yuval Noah Harari says that ability to keep learning will never be obsolete. That's the only thing actually which will survive, right? Things will continue to change, but I think you will have to continue to learn. And people who will survive and thrive, and this is not here, this is actually, I can give you my own examples. I started, as I said earlier, I started with IB mainframes actually, and I continue to survive today. I'm teaching, I'm transforming myself. As we speak, actually, I am doing a course on product management from Kellogg's. It's a 1-year course actually. Because I want to learn that and then help industry actually contribute in a way I can. Right, so that's the message I want to give. Now, a leader much closer to our home, Satya Nadella, actually said that AI, so we'll try to break down AI a little bit. Again, I confess I am not an AI leader, right? But I am trying to learn AI, I am trying to understand it, right? AI is coming for tasks, not for jobs, right? That's what it says. That's what he says, right? And I agree with it. If you really break it down, right, AI is not going to take your job. Yeah. It's a debatable point and we don't have time to debate it here, right? AI is largely coming for tasks. So if you are doing QA, if you learn how to do QA with AI, right, you will be more productive, right? If you are a developer, right, you need to understand the construct that you can use add-ons and stuff like that, and then you can basically improve your productivity, right? So I think you need to understand this, and this is not new. This is happening actually earlier. So as I said, steam engine changed a lot of things, productivity improved, a lot of things improved and manually actually changed. Electricity actually changed a lot of things. Robotic process automation, which is predecessor of AI, actually changed a lot of things actually in the last 20 years. So there was a job called medical transcription in India. How many of you know about BPO industry? Business process automation, right? Business process outsourcing. It's called BPM now. It's called business process management. People are not calling it BPO. So there's a transformation in the way you call it also. A lot of jobs that were coming as part of BPO about 20 years back, right? This industry actually suddenly grew up in early 2000s. A lot of jobs that came in voice processing, medical transcriptions, a lot of voice processing have already gone away because robotic process automation has taken over all that, right? So what has happened is tasks have got automated. Same thing is going to happen now, right? What is going to happen is repetitive tasks are going to go away, right? There is a little bit change actually. The difference between RPA and AI is that AI, they say it can think, right? It can also take decisions, right? But decisions again are, obviously AI can take decisions, right? So, but at the crux of it, actually it is going to take away, it's going to make you more productive, right? So if you learn tools that will help you perform your job better using AI, you will still survive, right? So that's the message I want to give you here. Right? And your judgment and your logic is not going to go away. I think at the end I'm going to talk about what jobs are going to remain, right? I'm going to specifically point out the objectives, right? So there is a Institute for the Future. There is an institute in Texas, in the United States, mainly funded by Dell, right? They do a lot of research on how jobs are going to transform, right? And I'm going to show you a slide, how jobs are transforming, and they will transform actually, right? Some jobs that you have not heard about will be there, right? And I will talk about some of them. I'll just give you an example actually. For example, 100 years back, if somebody had talked about cyber security, right? I'm going to be a cybersecurity developer or analyst or business analyst. No one would have even understood what you're talking about, right? But it's a reality today. If cybersecurity is not there, you won't even use your WhatsApp. You won't send a message. Somebody else can actually get hold of your message, right? So it will become way of life. But just go back 100, not too long ago. 100 years is not too long in the history, right? It's long for us actually when we are compare our age with, but 100 years ago, so the 90% of the jobs that we have today were not part of our, right? So that's another thing I wanted to highlight. I will tell you different ways of how things have changed, right? I talked about industry revolution, I talked about technology platforms and so on and so forth, right? Now, early 2000s, right? Most of the IT industry was working on projects, right? We were told what to do. We were actually literally working on programs. We were given programs with the specifications and we were developing programs, right? That was, we didn't even know sometimes, some people didn't even know what system they were working on.
C2C ಕೇಬಲ್
Right?
C2B
That was the
C2C
era.
ಕೇಬಲ್ ಅದು ಸರಿ ಕೇಳು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ
Maybe not early 2000, maybe late
ಇಲ್ಲ ಚಾರ್ಜರ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ
90s.
ಬೇಗ
Then that was the project era, right? Then came products era, right? Products are more about can we reuse, can we develop reusable things that we can actually sell to multiple organizations, right? So thinking changed from people in Indian IT industry, thinking had to change from a project thinking. Project is generally you have timelines and you have money and you have to meet it, right? You are given exact part of work that you have to deliver. But product actually is different, right? Product is thinking is different from project thinking, right? And then came platforms. We are in a platform era that we talk about Salesforce or Azure or AWS or closer to home, Infosys has launched a platform called Topaz. Anybody heard about Infosys Topaz? Infosys Topaz is actually a platform where you can build AI, add-ons on top of your own, application. A company's application, you can actually have an AI here and build a lot of applications using Infosys Topaz. I encourage you to explore it, right? It's relatively new, but that's a platform. That's not a product. So things have gone from project to platform to product to platform. In a way that actually things have, in our industry, which I am also part of, still, you are part of, things have gone for pure working for number of hours and giving an input, developing a piece of code, right, to building an output, right, I'm generating a report and I'm developing a screen, to generating business outcome, right? How many invoices can you process? How fast? Right? So, can you make a decision without any manual intervention and so on and so forth. So actually things have gone to platforms actually, right? So
you have PPTs for this.
you have to think from the platform and product angle. Right? Your thinking has to change.
nConnect
Don't just
presentation.
think about
This one.
what has been given to you. You have to see
Correct.
things much
Only 3
bigger perspective.
PPTs are there for them.
Right? That actually brings me to next big thing that is happening. And I again, it will not be possible for to
Wait,
talk
I'll
about
check.
in detail
First I
things
can
like
convert
product
that
session or
PDF to
product
images.
thinking at a later point, but I encourage you
So
to
I will do
read
models, so
yourself.
I need your
What is product thinking?
because they can't
Right? Everybody
present
has to
PPT
think
here
from
like
the
this.
angle of product because
Wait,
now
okay.
actually all the industry, all the businesses are thinking only from the angle of product, right? Whether it's a Google or it's a Zoho, any company that you see, they only talk about products now, right? So WhatsApp is a product, right? So you may be working on a small thing, a product, but you have to actually develop product thinking, and that's the reason you see everybody is trying to understand what product management and what product development is, right? When you talk about sprints, right, or many MVP, you know what is MVP? Minimum viable product, right? MVP is used because unless you know what exactly product, how exactly products work, right, you can't really transform yourself. Right? So product thinking is, there are three things: empathy, impact, and ownership. Right? You have to understand, even if you are working on a small, you are testing a piece of product, you should ask what problem it is solving. You must understand that very well from the user angle, right? And how it is impacting the business, right? Simply. And then also you have to see long term how I can make it more sustainable, right? Now I can't really keep on going on it, but I think the message is think from 360-degree angle. So product mindset is that I understand why it's needed and how it creates value. Project mindset is just I am going to deliver what is given to me and I forget about it. Right? So you need to change, move from project thinking to product thinking. That's another thing I wanted to tell. There are certain messages that I will deliver because actually, as I said, I didn't get time to prepare, but I would like to actually talk to you about certain messages, and I would like to read out as I go further. Right? So we talked about product thinking. Now, I really feel this is going to be very important for you. Pivoting. How many of you have heard this term called pivot? Pivot. See what pivoting is all about is that all the great companies in the world have transformed themselves. They have taken complete turn, right? If not complete turn, they have taken a significant turn in their journey, right? Because every company, every career actually gets stuck point in time, right? And then you need to actually change your course drastically. That you have to do. The only other alternative is to get stagnated. You know what is stagnation? You may get stuck. You may still survive, but you may get stuck. Right? So there are several stories. If you see Netflix when they started, they were actually delivering CDs home. But they were hand delivering, they were couriering CDs at home actually. Right? Then they moved to streaming. Now Netflix has their original content. They are developing content themselves. Right? So the same thing, IBM has pivoted, Infosys actually has pivoted. Several companies have to pivot. Similarly, actually careers also have to pivot. Right? You have to actually, and the only way you can pivot is by learning new things. Right? So again, a little bit about my journey. I am not a role model. You don't have to imitate me, but I can talk confidently about my journey. Right? I come from a very ordinary background. I did my MSc in chemistry in 1988, and I got into a small-time job. And I was totally disillusioned actually. And that is not a job I wanted to do. Then I did Masters in Computer Science because I had BSc in Mathematics and I did Masters in Computer Science. Right? And I got my first break in a company called Air Force. They were KPMG partners in India. So I was in Mumbai in 1991. From there I went to US. I worked there for about 8-9 years and came back. And then I got stuck again. I was leading insurance vertical of businesses. I got stuck again. I was feeling stuck. Then I did my MBA from NammaQA. And then I changed course again. I joined AIG. Now on the client side, I was part of several transformations that we were doing. Right? So I got to learn a lot of things from the business side, and I was client for several companies in India. Right? I was also managing business worth of over $400 million in India, representing AIG. I was also managing one of their GCCs. But then after AIG, all the AIG business was taken over by Accenture in India. Right? I again got stuck. Right? And one thing that was actually I had experimented with in 2012 was teaching. Teaching is very close to my heart. And I had several personal experiences in my life, and I wanted to counsel young professionals and students because of several personal experiences. And I then got myself trained as a global career consultant with UCL Extension. So I got a qualification from UCL Extension and I started a company called Clarity Mentor. Right, which I have to close it down after 4 or 5 years because COVID happened and I just couldn't survive. Right? How I teach now, right? I do several things in the company where I teach. Again, I want to repeat, I am not a role model. What I am trying to tell you is that whenever you get stuck, your learning comes into play every single time. In your reservoir, you should have skills ahead of time.
Where you're saying?
Right? You can plan it.
You
can plan it. If you have work, you can plan it and you continue to fuel you. Right? And I will talk about that. Several things I will talk about. So pivoting is very important.
This is for Canoli. This is
Charles Darwin said several hundred years ago that it's not the strongest that survive, but those the most responsive to change. Right? I think this was relevant. That time is relevant today. And it will always be relevant. Right?
is there.
Now I want to touch upon another thing actually, which I thought may be relevant. I am cognizant that I am talking in a learning company and all of you are actually pretty motivated, right? So I am not sure. One thing which I talked to my students, I thought maybe it's always applicable to few people, right? So success is not, it doesn't matter actually where you come from, right? Whether you can speak English, right? Whether you can speak, what is your background, right? I again want to tell, again I am not a role model, but I tell you, I am a Maharashtrian. Again, I am very thankful to this state and city that they gave me a job. It's pity that I can't even speak Kannada, right? I'm here for about 22 years. But I grew up, I am Maharashtrian, but I grew up in Madhya Pradesh. And I learned alphabets in 5th standard. I didn't learn alphabets actually in 1st standard. Till 8th standard I learned in Hindi medium because while my mother tongue was Marathi, I was speaking Marathi at home, but I was learning in Hindi medium. I could barely speak English actually when I joined my first job. I knew to speak, but I was not confident, right? And then what I'm trying to tell you is that your background doesn't define who you are, right? How you position yourself and your ability to learn only defines who you are. That is the only thing which is not going to die. Right? I know I've been building this and emphasizing this, but I thought it was relevant to talk about it. Right? So your ability to learn is the only thing which is going to fuel you further. Right? So that's the thing I wanted to tell you. Right? So okay. So I also want to tell you that you will, as you go further in the era of AI, maybe 10 years down the line, more things will come, right? Only yesterday I was listening to Vishal Sikka, who was former CEO of Infosys, right? And he talked about that, he was giving a talk about why India is not investing in AI. And he said, which I can't verify it, he is much bigger personality and much involved than me. He said, his LLMs are only transitionary, right? There's much more work to happen actually push this, right? So we don't know what is going to come, right? That's what he said. So, plus, everybody is not going to become CEO. Neither you should aspire to become CEO, right? I don't think everybody is going to, in any company only one CEO, then there are thousands of employees. Everybody is not going to become CEO, but you can still make a very good career. You can still make a very good career. You don't have to compare yourself with others, right? You have to always ignore the noise around you. Just work on your thing. Don't compare yourself, right? And just keep moving ahead. And I also want to tell, actually, is that another thing I want to tell is that world is not going to be fair to you. So don't expect that you will work hard, you will learn a lot of things and things will happen to you. Yes, one person sitting next to you may get promoted. That's going to happen. Right? You may not get the raise that other person got it. Yes, you will get disappointed. It's okay to get disappointed. Right? But take it in your stride and move ahead. All these things are going to happen. No one will become CEO. Everybody will not become CEO. Few people will become CEO. Right? But you can still make a very good career. Right? You don't have to restrain yourself. That's the message I wanted to give you. And I think I talked about this earlier already. I don't want to extend my talk too much. There are other speakers waiting, right? Warren Buffett said the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. The more you learn, the more you earn. Right? He is clearly talking from the earning angle, and then he is an authority on it, I can say, and you can definitely imitate him, not me. Right? So that's the thing. There's this Reid Hoffman, who is a founder of LinkedIn, if I am not wrong. He said, you testers will know this. You are always people who actually survive and do really well, who keep themselves in the permanent state of beta. Right? So you are never complete. You think I am never complete. I am just going to continue to learn. Right? That's the thing. I'll leave it up to you, right, to read this. The only thing I want to talk about is a couple of more things, right? I already talked about two more things that I want to talk about is that I already talked about world will not be fair, right? You need to, as you develop your skills, you also need to actually work on your emotional side. Emotional, I call it, like you need physical fitness, right? You need technology fitness. Right? Understanding of technology in the current times and how should I survive. You also need emotional endurance. Right? You need physical endurance to run a marathon. You need emotional endurance actually to run to a long career. Right? You must actually take care of your emotional health. Right? Disappointment will happen time to time, but you will actually should be able to pick up yourself and run again. Keep this in mind. Emotional endurance is very, very important. Right? So, that's another thing I want to talk about. Couple of more things, then I will call it off. How many of you heard this term called quiet quitting? See, I am also a trained psychologist. Right? I'm also a counselor. I don't use it, my skills, but have you heard this term called quiet quitting? Quietly. So this actually, immediately post-COVID, it became a big issue in the United States, and it continues to be an issue. And it may be an issue actually. I'm not working in a company, so I am not really sure about it, but I hear this phenomena actually happening in several places. Quiet quitting actually people who are not very motivated with things the way they are planning out, right? And they what they do a state of doing bare minimum. I go to office, I only do what I have been told, and I don't do anything else, right? That is actually kind of disconnecting yourself from surroundings and from the organization. It is not a mental state. It's a state where saying that the company is not giving me anything, so why should I do anything about it? Right? So what quiet quitting actually is a self-sabotage. When you actually stop giving, when you give only bare minimum, it actually hurts you more than the company. Right? Just keep that in mind. Quiet quitting doesn't hurt you. Your boss, it always hurts your own emotion. Right? So I hear that this phenomena is happening in India also in larger companies. I'm sure you all are motivated. But any point in time where you think, why should I actually give my best effort? I think you must realize that at least use the company as a training ground and give your best. Okay. And AI will take things, but AI will not. What is going to prevail is your language and your thinking and your ideas and your judgment. AI will not take that away, right? Now it brings me to what kind of jobs will be there, right? And this is coming from Institute for the Future, right? Obviously, AI developers and testers will be there, right? People who can develop using AI or AI programs and testers will be there. Jobs that use AI as a tool, prompt engineering, right? There are a lot of people who are going to use AI tools, right? So they will also be there, obviously. Then jobs that teach AI, right? One of the things is going to be there is data tagging, right? Because for supervised learning, right? Supervised learning, a prerequisite is data tagging of data, right? So there are going to be a lot of people, so it will be like equivalent to an offshore business process outsourcing industry. Because there is a humongous set of data systems which are going to use supervised learning. They are going to actually be working on tag data. And then, right, there are people who are going to teach AI, right? And the jobs that connect technology and business analyst jobs are not going to go away. What that means is that there is a value in learning, what I said, product thinking, learning how business runs, right? So that job is going to be there also. Then another big issue is there actually is ethical AI, right? AI is going to learn by itself, but there are certain types of decisions are going to be hard-coded, right? Recently there was a case of suicide in the US. I'm not sure if you read about it. One young guy committed suicide. He was not very happy and he was chatting with ChatGPT for several days. And ChatGPT actually, they say that the script, all the chat with the ChatGPT was actually captured later on. And it is said that ChatGPT actually helped this gentleman, this boy who actually committed suicide. Right? That's a big issue in AI. Then one researcher in the US, what he did is he took the entire chat and tried to make the same conversation with DeepSeek. DeepSeek is a LLM in China based. And DeepSeek actually, whenever he talked about suicide, killing himself or harming himself, DeepSeek said, you need to see a counselor. I can't help you. I am not a human, I can't help you. That's an example of ethical AI. Right? There are several examples, right? At least a few years back, this used to be an issue. I understand automated cars were traveling with instruments, and you may have heard this, but at the risk of repeating, I will narrate this again. An automated car is driving, and it comes across head to head with another car. Right? On the right side, and both can't stop. On the right side, two kids are playing, and on the left side, two very old people are walking. What decision should the automated car take? In other words, whom should it kill? Right? Now, it's a very difficult decision actually, right? Can they quote this decision? They can't quote it. They can't really quote it. I mean, it's called hard coding. But you can't. Ethical AI is a big subject actually. Again, I encourage you to read about it, right? It's a much bigger subject. As artificial intelligence takes over and start making decisions for you, ethics is and code of conduct, how they behave, is going to be a big issue. That is going to be people like us will have to work on. Right? That's going to be there. And then all the jobs that need human skill, human resources going to be there. Right? So all that there. And systems, legacy system maintenance. All your systems which are working on Java and things like that, they will remain active. So these are the jobs. This is only from the information technology perspective, I said, what jobs are going to remain. Right? This only tells you that you can't really escape AI. Right? Again, I am not a prophet. I only heard Vishal Singha. Again, Vishal Singha, I know regarding was a great thinker, but he is actually definitely, he has transformed SME in his time, right? And he definitely knows much, much more than me. And he's one of the industry leaders, he's done great for the industry. He did say actually yesterday I was listening, and then he said a lot more to come. Right? So that's, thank you so much. I hope it helped. That was my thought. I am grateful to
ask him to send the PPT.
talk more in detail about this. Thank you for giving me, for listening me. Any questions you may have, to the best of my ability, I will try to make it now and then we'll call it out. Thank you so much.
ಬಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡು ಬಿ ಇದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ ಬಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ
Thank you, sir, for that. Thank you, sir, for that inspiring start. A true masterclass on staying ahead in the AI era. Despite not being in the best of health, you joined